All right, hello everybody. We've got about another minute until everyone gets here, so I will just wait. But if you have a second, I would love to hear where you're from. You can leave it in the comments if you feel so inclined. I'd also love to hear if you are a current Kermode user or if you are just looking at it for a future to help you and your community with their digital literacy skills. So yeah, please let me know. All right, everybody, we are going to get started. My name is Sean. I'm going to be hosting this webinar for Kermode Education. And if you're not familiar with Kermode, what Kermode does is it's a platform that helps people with their digital literacy skills. And we really want to help people build those like critical thinking skills and those source evaluation skills, because we know how much time everyone's spending online, and it seems to continue to grow each and every year. And so to have those skills is really important for us to really be able to understand our world, and it impacts the way we vote and the way we feel about ourselves and the world. So improving these skills is really one of the biggest things, one of the biggest skill sets we're going to need over the next 10, 20, 30 years. And so this Kermode education really helps people with that. Today, what we're going to introduce is the new platform. So Kermode's been out for a few years now. And what we heard pretty consistently is, I love how much information you're providing here, but I need more structure. I need more video was a big piece. Video just dominates the engagement online, right? That's your YouTubes and your TikToks. We had some video, but it needed to be much richer. And yeah, that structure needed to be there. We had some structure with the user guide, but people have no interest in user guides, which I think you probably all know. They want it baked right into the platform. And so that's really what we've done. And I'm going to share my screen now, and we're going to take a look at the new platform. All right. So where before, what we had with Kermode is we had a lot of information. We even added some randomization to it because we wanted people to explore different parts of digital literacy. And while some people like that, for most people, they're like, you know what, Sean, I don't even know where to start. Give me some step-by-step places to go. And so some of this you'll recognize, like our philosophy hasn't changed. And so right now you're on the Explore page, and we've still got Start Here. We've still got our resources page. That's going to really help users when they hop on and they're trying to figure out what Kermode is or how best to use it. You can hit Start Here. And then with resources, we have lots of YouTube videos, tutorials, explainer videos. We even had a digital literacy web series for a little while that we'll probably revive in 2025. But there's some great content and resources as well to take you to that next level. But what people really wanted was, okay, when I land on the home screen, how do I go from digital literacy newbie to being a really strong digital citizen and having all those skills I need to really critically think about everything I'm bombarded with online. And so now for every unit, we're going to have a video. And it used to be kind of interspersed here and there. And now it's every unit. And what it is it's 3, 4, 5-minute video. And it's going to talk a little bit about what we're focusing on. And it's going to give the user some context to say, hey, this is what this is. This is why it's important. And at the end, you're still going to have those inquiry questions so that users can explore these ideas. And at Kermode, we've always really wanted people to explore ideas, right? It's not about just giving you an answer. And that's for several reasons. But number one, with digital literacy, if you give someone an answer, they're not really learning anything, right? And number two, what we found with the internet is that if you give someone an answer and they don't like it, they just go on to the next thing. And so with Kermode, we do use that inquiry-based learning so that people are discovering things for themselves. And that's really how you change behavior and really how people internalize that learning. And so you'll always find lots of inquiry questions for individuals or for families to explore. when they're diving into these topics. You're also going to have an overview. So this is just a little text piece that reaffirms what the video has told you and says, hey, this is what this is. This is what we're talking about, and this is why it's important. And now you have these navigation tools. So now I can just go to the next lesson if I want. I can go to the previous one, or if I'm feeling adventurous, I can hit shuffle. And now when I hit next, it will take me to any of these. And down below, what you'll have now is this learning path. And so you have things like confirmation bias and personal safety, real life versus social media. Emotional tone is just massive. Understanding the social emotional elements of being online, especially social media, online offline balance, plagiarism, AI ethics, all of these things. And so there's some intentionality to this. We put this in an order for very specific reasons, and now you can follow this path if you want. If you are on this path and you think, okay, I've done confirmation bias, I have a much better understanding of this now, but honestly, my family and I, we've gone over cyberbullying, because things like cyberbullying and sexting, honestly, sharing explicit things with friends and significant others, those are such big issues in the media that parents are on that one. That's what we heard from parents is, okay, like we still need to talk about cyberbullying, but that's maybe something we've covered before Kermode. But once you get past those two issues, it really thinned out. People didn't know what to talk about. And so now we're giving them that structure and saying, okay, now you can explore all of these different lessons within Kermode that will make you a significantly better digital citizen. And what you're seeing with this learning path too is this gives us a lot of flexibility to really highlight new issues in digital literacy. It moves very quickly. And so things like AI ethics and plagiarism, even having your phone at school, these are all issues that are very now. And we can explore those within Kermode very quickly. So that we're giving you not only a current event, but some structure around that current event so that you can have a greater understanding of it, and some questions that you can explore with your family. And so you can absolutely click on any of these. If you have something that you want to get outside of that structure that people have really asked for, you absolutely can, either with the shuffle feature or by clicking here. So one of the beautiful parts of Kermode is that you're working on one of these units, you're asking yourselves these inquiry questions or talking about it with your family or your friends. Inevitably, you're going to look for some answers online. And so now we have the analysis tool. And so what this is going to do is you can copy and paste the URL of the article that you're using and paste it into our analyze bar. And Kermode is going to analyze it for you and it's going to pull some information directly from that article and the metadata so that you can start to properly evaluate this article. And that's things like, who created this? Content creator Sean Campbell. When was this published? When was this written? What sources are they citing for this information? And we can pull that information for you and highlight it. And we can say, okay, why is this important? Why do we need to look at this? What questions do we need to ask? Why is Sean Campbell why is he the author of this? Why is he an expert to be able to give me this information? And these are things that we've been talking about for a long time, right? Who wrote this? This is since the dawn of books, right? Of communication. But it's something that we have so much information online that we often don't do it, right? And so this is pointing it out. This is pulling that information and saying, hey, this is who wrote it. Let's think about that. And then we go even deeper. So Kermode also does a sentiment analysis where we look at the tone. So people can start to think about, okay, how do I feel once I read this? Am I scared? Am I angry? Am I overjoyed? Am I optimistic? How do I feel? The content online often is trying to elicit a strong reaction from you. And so having that understanding and thinking about how you feel after you've consumed something is incredibly important. And we help you do that. As well as pulling some metadata. So information that a user wouldn't readily have access to. And that's things like, when was this site registered? Who registered this site? Where's the server located? You're going to find all of that on your analyze page. And so that really helps with websites who try to look like other websites that you already trust. So a newspaper or a media source that is reputable, they design their websites like that because our brains just instantly trust it and we think, oh, this is the real deal. But if we have that metadata, we can start to find some red flags. We can see, okay, well, this site was registered 2 weeks ago by Colonel Sanders, and the server is in Greece for some reason. Like if they don't all add up, that's a lot of really good information for you to have. And now with this Kermode tool, you do have that at the tips of your fingers. And there's that really nice synergy. So you've asked yourself the inquiry question, you're working on a specific part of digital literacy, but now when you find that article, you're being exposed to all kinds of different parts of digital literacy and evaluating sources, which once you do it, once you start to practice that, all of that becomes habit and it becomes a skill. And that's what we want. That's what we want out of this. So that when you're not using Kermode Education, you're just doom scrolling, you're just scrolling through your social media feed, your brain is still asking those questions and you still have that healthy skepticism of the information that you're seeing, so that you can dive deeper than just that salacious headline or just that really attention-grabbing image or video that may not actually have anything to do with the core of that article. So that's the new Kermode shell. It looks a lot better. Let's be honest. It's a lot more engaging. It's a lot more intuitive for users, and we're really, really, really excited about it. So I have some time for questions. If anyone has anything they'd like to ask, that is the beauty of the live webinar. We're also going to share out this video to all of our partners across Canada. This webinar was created for public libraries in Canada, but obviously lots of information there for individual families that want to improve their digital literacy, or educators. If you wanted more information specific to where you're at, you can always email the team at info@kermodeeducation.com, and they can obviously answer any questions or set up a demo so that you can have any questions that you have specific to your situation answered. And that's all. I'd like to thank everyone for chiming in today. And like I said, please share this with your community. And we'll be sending out the link to the recording probably later today or tomorrow morning. So thank you so much for joining us. And I'll be on for the next few minutes if you do have any questions. Have a wonderful week. All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful week, and we will talk to you soon. Thank you so much.